City of San Pablo. San Pablo officially is the city of San Pablo. It is the first class component city in the province of Laguna, Philippines. According to the 2020 census, it has population of 285,348 people. Located in the southern portion of Laguna province, it is one of the oldest cities in the Philippines. By land area, it is the largest in the province of Laguna. Its population ranks 6th within the province after the cities of Calamba, Santa Rosa, Binyan, San Pedro, and Cabuyao. The city is more popularly known as the City of Seven Lakes or Lungsod ng Pitong Lawa. Referring to the seven lakes of San Pablo, it is the Lake SAMPALOC, Lake PALAKPAKIN, Lake BUNOT, Lakes PANDIN and YAMBO, Lake MOJICAP, and Lake CALIBATO.
In 1571, the Spanish captain Juan de Salcedo first arrived in the upland village of Sampaloc. The area's name was officially changed to San Pablo de los Montes in 1586 in honor of St. Paul I Hermit. That same year, San Pablo became an independent parish, and the first church made of wood was constructed under the auspices of Augustinian Father Mateo Mendoza. From 1618 to 1629, a second church was constructed from stone by Father Hernando Cabrera. In 1618, Father Juan Labo laid the foundation for the current church. The building was started in 1714 and completed in 1721 by Father Francisco Juan de Elorega. The Franciscans later administered the parish of San Pablo, which was then part of the province of Batangas. On April 4, 1794, Orders of Friars Minor assigned Father Andres Cabrera as its parish priest. Father Cabrera added the brick stone wall and built stone cemetery in 1796. It has neoclassic facade with Doric coupled columns and windows with triangular segmented pediments. It also has 4-story octagonal bell tower with blank and open windows. In the present day, the newly restored facade of San Pablo Church in Laguna fell off its palitada, bearing its century-old all-brick appearance. Eventually, the church looked more modern than a century-old landmark, and some were against it, since they believed that there are more ways to preserve and replace its original bricks. As they wanted the church to expose its brick wall looks as it reveals its history.
The Seven Lakes of San Pablo. Have you ever wondered of how did the Seven Lakes of San Pablo form? Well, the 7 freshwater lakes of San Pablo City were formed by a unique process called phreatic eruption, where shallow lava from Mount San Cristobal intersected groundwater, which blew out the overlying rocks to form a circular and crater-like depression that eventually filled up with rainwater. Located in the area between dormant volcanoes, Mount Makiling and Mount Banahao, these lakes, termed Mars by geologists, are low-profile craters created by volcanic activity. Water subsequently filled up these craters and created the 7 lakes of San Pablo.
Sampaloc Lake, a giant Sampaloc Tamarindus indica or tamarind tree, once grew in the garden of a selfish, stinky old woman. One day, an old man begged for some tamarind fruit as a cure for his ailing grandson. Instead of helping him, the old woman set her ferocious dogs upon him to drive him away. The old man was badly hurt. He was in fact a Diwata, nymph or fairy in disguise. After the Diwata still appearing as the old man had departed, there was a thundering noise and rain, followed by the cracking of the earth. The entire orchard sank into a colossal pit, which was immediately filled with water, which villagers thence named after the large tamarind tree.
BUNOT Lake. Its legend said that in the Spanish era, some Spanish soldiers came upon a quiet lagoon and, wanting to know its name for surveying purposes, inquired such from a man husking coconuts by the lake shore. As is common to many Philippine etymological myths, the man misunderstood the foreign soldiers as asking for the name of the coconut husk and replied in Tagalog, "Bunot." The Spaniards left muttering the word, thinking that it was the name of the lake.
Pandin Lake. Pandin Lake are dubbed as the Twin Lakes. There was a legend that these two lakes were named after two lovers. According to the legend, a beautiful woman named Pandin was cursed not to step on the earth. Otherwise, something terrible would befall her. Yambo, her ardent lover, did not know about the curse and had made her step on earth, after which there was a terrible noise followed by the cracking grumble of the earth, and a heavy downpour eventually converted the area into twin lakes, separated from each other by a bare strip of land.
YAMBO Lake. YAMBO Lake is commonly known as one of the 7 lakes of San Pablo. Historically and technically, YAMBO Lake is a part of the town of Nagurlan, but it is also considered part of San Pablo just to complete the label 7 lakes of the city given to them. Out of the 7 lakes, the depth of YAMBO Lake is still unknown to scientists and locals. Many have tried, but no one has succeeded. Some says that YAMBO is the only lake still protected by the Diwata that forbids any human from destroying its realm. YAMBO and Pandin Lake are dubbed as the Twin Lakes. They are only separated by a tiny strip land. Unlike Pandin Lake, getting to YAMBO Lake can be a bit of a task, yet another rewarding journey with a delightful promise at the end. The quest to behold the beauty of this jewel may be long and winded, but you'll see it's worth it. The Twin Lakes are also filled with the stories and the legends like the rest of the natural beauties in our province.
Lake Calibato. It is the deepest recorded lake among the 7 lakes. It has a maximum capacity of about 29,600 cubic meters. It supplies San Pablo City and nearby towns with abundant fish like tilapia and aquatic plants. It was told that there was a valley in the area of this lake that was allegedly inhabited by a fairy or diwata who wanted to keep her realm free from the intrusion of mankind. She got angry when people built rocky pathways that crisscrossed her valley. She eventually caused a strong earthquake and a severe storm that transformed the valley into a lagoon. The following morning, the villagers were awed by the body of water and called it Lake Calibato. Cali, taken from the corruption of the Spanish word called for street, and bato, the Tagalog word for rock.
Lake MOJICAP is one of the 7 lakes of San Pablo City in the province of Laguna, Philippines. The lake, located in Barangay San Buenaventura, has an area of 14.5 hectares and is one of the main suppliers of water in the city. The legend of Lake MOJICAP is quite similar to those of Lakes Pandin and YAMBO to the east. A couple had a very sickly daughter named Monica, and they frequently prayed to God for her health. They promised to do anything in exchange, to which God granted their prayer on condition that Monica must not set foot on soil.
Legend of PALAKPAKIN. A few kilometers north of the city proper was a village which had become known then for its ancient tree, which had a hollow trunk. It was called Palakpak. Some villagers said that on moonlight nights, they could see a beautiful red-haired lady washing her long hair with a hollow trunk serving as her wash basin. There is also a river nearby where a big fish appeared each night. When the beautiful lady was around, the villagers would not catch it, believing that it must be her pet. One day, a stranger came to the village and tried to solve the mystery about the red-haired lady and the fish, and so the moonlight night, he waited for her. Seeing the lady in her frosting glory, the stranger approached her. All of a sudden, there was thunder and lightning, the earthquake with a terrible intensity, while the river swelled alarmingly into the lake. From that time onwards, the lake produces a large quantity of shrimps, which when cooked turn red. People since then had affectionately called their village Palakpakin, after that ancient tree, and the shrimps in the lake became a principal source of livelihood, which they call hipong palakpakin or palakpakin shrimp.
We are glad to introduce to you our new discovery tourist spot here in San Pablo City, Laguna, the St. Ambrose Biodiversity Farm, also known as the Mini TAYAK. It is located at Barangay Atisan, San Pablo City, Laguna. If you are not too confident about the 900 plus steps in Tayak Hill in Rizal, Laguna, we are now presenting the Mini Tayak here at San Pablo City, Laguna with 181 steps where the best view comes after the hardest climb.
VANESSA Farm and Nature Spring Resort. When a drop of water touches the feet, it refreshes the body like every worries is washed out. With its crystal clear water, peaceful surrounding, and a pleasing view, VANESSA Farm and Nature Spring Resort is surely one of the best places to go to. Let its refreshing water wash all your worries away and help you relax and clear your mind from everything that is stressing you out. Paseo de San Pablo. If you want to feel the Burmans, Paseo de San Pablo never let you down. They are located at F. Pamantasan, San Pablo City, Laguna. Different design of Christmas lights were presented for some amusement for kids and adults. Nighttime is the perfect time for this vacation.
JONI&SUSAN Agro Shop and Integrated Farm. JONI&SUSAN Agro Shop and Integrated Farms is an agritourism site accredited by the Department of Tourism. Attractions are sunflower mazes, ATV rentals, mushroom village, etc. It has the greenhouse restaurant as a farm-to-table restaurant.
JONI&SUSAN Agro Shop. For several years, the company has been planting corn as its main crop. They even offer partnerships to help others generate income through corn plantation, urban and container gardening, land conversion, and mushroom plantation. As the company started to grow, so did the crops and more varieties were then included in the JONI&SUSAN Agro Shop inventory. as such as the JONI&SUSAN Agro Shop and Integrated Farms was established to create a tourist attraction focused on farming and gardening.